welcome back to the show. We're the Bash Brothers. I'm your host, Chef Dre. This is my co-host, Mountain Matt.
And we've got a good show for you today, people. First off, we want to give a shout out to our producer, Kenny Kivett Photography. He's a photographer here in Concord, North Carolina, and recently he's started a bit of a podcast incubator. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast and he likes your idea and the numbers are clicking, maybe he'll produce your show. So send him a message at, where can people reach you at, Kenny? Facebook at Kenny Kivett Photography. You can reach us at multiple social media sites, FetLife, Instagram, Facebook. You can email us at thebashbrothershow@gmail.com. Where else can they find us, Chef Dre? On the street. Selling our wares.
FetLife.
FetLife.
Twitter.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Twitter's the only handle that you're not going to find the Bash Brothers Show.
It's the Bash Brothers _22
There you go.
on Twitter.
Right. So if you got a question for Kenny Kivett, you're local to the Charlotte area, you give us a message and maybe we can hook something up. Maybe you can start your dream of having your own podcast and your own brand of tasty beverage, brought to you today by Mountain Matt Sweet Tea. It's the tea that tastes like tea.
It's good. It is good.
I got him hooked, y'all.
All right, so this is episode
44 and a half.
44 and a half, and this is why Matt's feeling a little frisky today.
This is episode 4.
Mountain Matt
I've
had a little bit of
4 ounce,
pre-tea.
5,
Pre-tea.
6 ounce. Yeah, just a little bit to calm the nerves, but it's all good. We're in control. He's got some news stories as soon as he digs them up. We're going to get right to the news, folks. Don't worry.
What was your week like, Matt? Tell me about your week.
Pretty much like last week.
Out in the swamp.
Out in the swamp doing some fence. At Walmart buying these pants.
Okay. Before we get into the white pants he's wearing, the painter pants, Matt called me with his sunglasses. He called me this week, FaceTimed me this week, and he's literally in the middle of a swamp putting the fence in. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And apparently, I'm not in the middle of a swamp. So whatever I'm doing is not equivalent to him being in the middle of a swamp. Which he had to stop what he was doing to FaceTime me to show me he was in the middle of a swamp.
Like legit.
Yeah.
Like in a swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was your week.
Yeah, that was part of the week. Yeah. Just did a lot of catching up and stuff like that this week too. Yeah, nothing really majorly important. I don't think. I can't really remember, but yeah.
Okay.
Mostly farm work this week. I actually got my goat pen finished and got a goat in there, and now I'm looking for some bitches to go with them. I have some goat babies. I'll drop some off in your front yard.
Wait, you talking about female goats?
Some does, yes.
Is the bitches?
Yeah, they're called does. Bucks and does.
Just like last time when I was telling the story, you were like, I don't think a lot of people know what a scene is.
Oh, a lot of people don't know about goats?
Well, I was gonna say when you referred to bitches.
Oh yeah.
I don't think a lot of people
bitches
were thinking that you were talking about female goats.
Bitches is a legitimate term for female dogs and women. No, I'm just kidding. It's just for female dogs. It's a legitimate term. But in goats, it's bucks, does, and the babies are called kids.
Kids.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
You don't like what?
Kids.
Yeah, I know you don't like kids. Did you like that song I sent you earlier that was talking about my kids suck?
Yeah.
So I thought you might like that.
So I got some news going on over here. And to follow up on the last episode with the umbrella issue on the beach.
Oh, there's a follow-up to that.
Yeah, there's a...
I am surprised, yeah.
Well, there's a follow-up to...
Am I being sued?
No. But Myrtle Beach visitor says a shark bite happened in waist deep water and had it again. She got hundreds of stitches on her forearm. That's the title of the whole news article. So, is this another woman not paying attention?
No, that's probably just, that's such a rare occasion. And I know I've talked about the mother of my children being a mortician.
Mm-hmm.
She actually embalmed two people that were killed. They were Russian tourists here that got killed in Virginia Beach by a shark attack. And it's just such a rare occurrence. It always kind of blew my mind that they were here on vacation and got killed. Bit the back of one of their thighs out.
2 attacks in Horry County just this week.
Oh, I got something to say about that. I'm not really sure about the exact timing. But I'm a bit of a Nature Channel freak, and a lot of people may not know this, but it's usually during the springtime. But they might be here now, but it's like maybe lemon sharks. There's 2 types of sharks that migrate from the Caribbean to the Carolinas every year, and it's a massive number. You can see it from the air because they all sort of get bottleneck coming around the tip of Florida, and it looks like channels of them coming up this way. And there's like some really cool footage of hammerheads taking them, like they get in there and they hunt them down while they're trying to move about.
You been watching Shark Week?
No. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I have in the past. I haven't been lately, but that I know that to be a thing. But I lived at the beach and did a lot of swimming in the water, and there's a couple times a day you shouldn't be in the water. If you don't know that, there's a few places you shouldn't be in the water, a few times you shouldn't be in the water. Shouldn't be in the water early in the morning or late in the evening. That's the time sharks are most active, and you don't need to be anywhere where the inlet is feeding out into the ocean,
Says
like
Matt.
river mouths or anything like that, because it's another feeding part for place for sharks.
I got
Easy for 'em to
a
get
whole
confused.
list here of what the International Shark File offers tips.
Oh yeah, let's hear that.
Well, I didn't get that far.
Well, I've got a lot of them. Yeah,
You haven't stopped talking. I said a woman got attacked by a shark, and you lit in on it. Like you
I know a lot about shark attacks
and women
and women. Yeah.
not listening.
Well, does it have what time of the day she got bit? And I bet you they're not following the national guidelines. How much you want to bet?
Well, I already know the story, so I don't want to bet with you. I feel like you'd lose.
She was either too late in the evening.
Okay.
Probably ate like a tuna fish
All right.
sandwich for lunch.
Her name is Karen, actually.
Karen.
She was in Myrtle Beach for the
Karen.
first day of her vacation for more than a year and a half in the making when a shark latched onto her arm. This just happened August 15th, causing an injury that required hundreds of stitches. She said, I just felt something bite me, and I looked down, and there was a shark on my arm, and I kept pushing it off to get it off my arm. That's what her words. Now, Myrtle Beach police guy says that 2 people were attacked in the same week. They don't know if it was the same shark. MyrtleBeach.com says that there have been roughly 50 shark attacks on the local beaches. That's our local area here in South Carolina since 1852. So 50 attacks since 1852 with no fatalities.
It's what, 120 years?
61, 60, 62.
It's like 120 years, 52. It's like, yeah, like 0.99 shark attacks per year or something like
I'm
that.
fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah. I doubt it was the same shark. I bet she was in the water at the wrong time. I bet she was near an inlet.
Two.
And I bet she had a bracelet on her wrist that looked like a fishing lure. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
People wear jewelry in the water, and it can even barracudas attack that too.
That's with no fatalities since 1852. A visitor to the area has about 1 in a 4 million chance of being bitten. Longer odds than being struck by lightning.
Or hit by an umbrella.
I think you got a better chance of being hit by an umbrella than
Oh
you
yeah,
do
that's what I
bit by
meant.
a shark.
That's why I meant to word it. Yeah, probably like I bet the math is probably like 60 times. What, 1,800 a year or something like that in the nation? But that might just be
28
North Carolina
2,800,
statistic.
I think we said, for the umbrella.
Yeah, but is this just North Carolina
Yeah,
statistics?
this is just Myrtle Beach,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Horry County,
Yeah.
local to the area.
Well, hell, they've had
Yeah.
more fatalities from umbrellas this year than they have shark attacks.
It's true. Well, there's been no fatalities since 1852, according to MyrtleBeach.com.
Then it was probably an attack similar to that, and somebody just didn't get it in time, and she bled
But
out.
the International Shark File offers tips how swimmers cannot get their ass eaten. Always stay in groups since sharks are more likely to attack solitary figures.
Uh-huh.
Would you agree there, Mountain Matt?
I would agree that they're not going to be around a lot of commotion.
All right.
I mean, they're attracted to commotion, but
Avoid being in the water
Unusual
during
commotion.
darkness or twilight hours.
Told
when,
you.
When sharks are more active. You agree?
I 100% agree.
Yeah,
I
100%.
stated that already.
Do not enter the water if bleeding from an open wound, and enter with caution if menstruating. That's real talk. That's their advice.
I feel like that is the biggest setup you've ever laid for me.
Like I didn't make that up, man. That's right off of the list. You can look it up. The International.
You think they question?
Shark File
Do you think they
offers
question her?
tips.
Do you think they question her? Be like, ma'am, were you on your period?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think they didn't question her.
I
I think
didn't-
she was on her period.
I didn't even correlate
Yeah.
when I read this list. I didn't even correlate
I didn't even
Back-
mention that earlier
back
because I
to
was
the woman who got her arm bit. I didn't even think about I wonder if she was on her menstrual cycle. But you, not a gynecologist, would bring up the fact. I bet she was.
Karen was on her period and was like, I just need some me time,
Yeah.
and got in the water
All right.
thinking
Fair.
sharks weren't real.
That's Karen's fault. I'm not far off from you. Wearing shiny jewelry is discouraged. Because
I didn't read this before he gave this to me, by the way.
I think he might. I went to the bathroom earlier. I don't know. He gave me some tea with some mushrooms in it. I went to the bathroom. He could have read it. So, wearing shiny jewelry is discouraged because the reflected light sheen of a fish.
Hell yeah, that was on River Monsters. That damn. Does anybody watch River Monsters?
Yeah. I'll wait for them to reply.
Nobody. I was maybe thinking, Kenny, you're not a River Monster guy. Yeah,
The 6 people actually
yeah.
watching.
there's a little girl in Africa that got a chunk taken out of her side by a tigerfish.
Avoid waters with known influences or sewage.
Yeah, and that's probably if inlets and stuff aren't on that list, that's kind of where anywhere where water's feeding out into the ocean.
Yeah.
That's a bad place to be.
All right.
Yep.
Sightings of porpoises do not indicate the absence of shark.
Right.
Both often eat the same food.
Yeah.
Agree?
I agree. And dolphins will chase sharks off.
Right, but they're saying that the sightings of porpoises doesn't necessarily mean there's not sharks. Like don't
Definitely.
don't jump in the water. Just go. Dolphins are here. It's
There's
okay.
More, you can probably bet on sharks swimming in their wake to pick up scraps.
Use extra caution when waters are murky.
Well, that's common sense, yeah. The shark's just getting confused in murky water. He's not hunting specifically for humans in murky water.
Bright colored clothing.
Yeah.
Sharks see contrast particularly well.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily. I wouldn't worry about that one too much.
All right.
Yeah.
Refrain from excess splashing and do not allow pets in the water because of their erratic movements.
It depends on how much you like your pet, and it's pretty hard to. I've swam in the water at night. I've done all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that too much. It's really a rare occurrence.
Yeah.
It's really a rare
Right.
occurrence. You're putting yourself in danger just being there at the wrong times and the wrong places, and the jewelry thing and the menstruation thing, definitely big no-nos.
So if you're a woman, what Matt is saying, if you're a woman, check your cycle before you get in the ocean.
Yeah, maybe just get a tan that day.
Exercise caution when occupying areas between sandbars and near steep drop-offs.
Yeah, sandbars usually where water's trapped up behind feeding
That's
out.
what I was saying earlier.
Okay.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
I concur.
All right. So I guess this leads to one final question I have about this whole incident of the woman
Oh,
being bit in the
Here.
forearm, getting 100 of stitches.
I can't wait.
Like, what are your thoughts on shark attacks?
I guess they're karma incarnate. I don't know what to say about that. It can happen. You mean you
So
can?
this woman that got 100 of stitches in her forearm, karma is what you're saying. Like you're saying
That was
fucking
probably more.
life came to you like
I can't say that. I don't know the lady, but what I can say, I'm just saying, even you can follow all those guidelines, and one day a 14-foot hammerhead could come in, and that'd be your ass. Because even one little curious bite will lacerate
that's 300
you to pieces.
stitches.
I've played with just a shark tooth before and accidentally cut myself, just feeling the texture of it.
yeah.
So there it's no joke. And but if you avoid most of those things that are on that list, I guarantee that woman was violating at least 3 of those.
Well, I'm going to give you my thoughts on a shark attack.
Yeah, let's hear it.
They don't exist.
Yeah, they.
Nope. There's no fucking thing. This is my thought on a shark attack. There's no goddamn thing. There's no such animal as a shark attack. And I'll tell you why. Because let's imagine it's fucking Wednesday night and I'm sitting in my living room with my feet kicked up in my fucking living room. And I got my big screen watching my favorite goddamn show. And I'm eating. Maybe some crabfish, maybe a fucking lasagna. I don't give a fuck. But I'm eating in my living room. And then some goddamn person I've never seen in my entire life runs in my fucking living room. And they're standing in between me and my show, that my favorite show that I'm fucking watching while I'm eating my fucking crab cakes and lasagna. Now, when I get up and I stab this motherfucker 18 times in the face, I'm asking you, do they call that a Dre attack? No. That's me just mass murdering somebody that came in my fucking living room where they had no business. My point here is a shark attack don't happen when you stay out the fucking, I ain't never been bit by a shark, and I ain't never been worried about bitten by a shark. You know why? Because I don't get in the fucking water where sharks are.
Let me ask
Stay
you this.
out of their living room.
Let me ask you this: do you think bears like lasagna and crab cakes?
Do you know what else? I've never been worried about being bit by a bear. Also, you know why? Because I stay out of their fucking living room.
They might come in your living room though.
Well, listen, the bigger bear comes in my living room, I'll run the fuck out. I ain't stupid.
Yeah.
Right? But my point is I'm not in their living room. I'm not trucking through their neighborhood.
Are you saying you don't swim in the ocean?
I am saying that I don't get past calf deep. Like, if it hits my knees, I'm going to back the fuck up.
They'll bite you in calf deep water.
Who you telling? I just
I've
told
seen
you if it hits my
stingray.
knees. Are you not listening to what I'm saying? If it hits my knees, I'll back the fuck up.
You might not have a chance. Motherfucker might take a bite of your calf.
I got to be really hot too. Like, just for me, like, whoo, it's hot. Let me go out here and cool off a little bit and get some of this cool water on my calf.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't get in the water.
Have you? Well, it'd be silly to ask you, but
I grew up getting in the water. I grew up. I'd go way out there as a kid because I was dumb as fuck and I didn't know no better.
You ever swam in the ocean at night?
Yeah,
in the dark?
I've skinny dipped in the ocean. And
You ever snorkeled or scuba dived?
No.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta kind of. I don't know. You don't have to. I guess.
Yeah.
But it's almost spiritual sometimes when you're in the water like that, and you really just.
Well, there you got it, folks.
If
If you
something's
want
gonna
to
take you,
pray,
it's gonna
if
take
you want to
you.
pray, go scuba diving.
Yeah,
It's spiritual.
If you want a spiritual connection, the ocean would be a good way to find it. And if find out if your karma's fucked up or not real fast.
Yeah, because life will bring a shark to bite you in the ass
Yeah.
if you're not a nice person.
Yeah.
You heard it here. right there. Coin that shit.
Yeah, you want to see where you sit with God? Go swimming in the ocean at
Shark
night.
attacks are like unicorns. They just don't exist.
Go swimming in the inlet with your period.
If a stranger ran in your living room, you would just be like, yeah, sure, have a seat.
I'd be like, you probably
Have some of my goulash.
you probably heard about my lasagna recipe, didn't you? Come on, buddy. Sit down. Not really. I'd probably break their neck and throw them through a window. But
I doubt they would get to your living room with the perimeter cameras and
Dogs.
alarms.
It's not happening.
it's pretty tough just to get to the living room.
My
but-
dogs don't even like airplanes flying over my
but
property.
sharks don't have that, they don't have that technology
Yeah.
with them. They just can smell blood from, 100 miles or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, let's talk about our dogs.
okay.
I know I suggested that. You didn't write it down, did you? You were like Matt with his bullshit.
I'm thinking which dogs we talking about.
I like your dog, man. I'm not. I like big dogs, but I don't like owning them. And I think your dog's impressive. And I also like my dogs, and they're both completely different setups. And I thought maybe we could just spend like 2 minutes and 38 seconds talking about that.
Yeah, sure. You want me to tell you a funny joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. A man with OCD gets dog.
Dog, best trained dog ever.
No, it's not. It's the smartest, dumbest dog I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, he's like the scariest puppy dog you've ever seen. He's a giant
He's a
Cane
mastiff.
Corso.
Yeah, Cane Corso Mastiff, and he's got a big head, but he's a big baby, and he really is a sweetheart, and he's very well trained, and I talk shit about him just like I do the rest of my fucking kids. But see, my dog never grew up. It's a toddler that never grows up. It's just a toddler you always have to clean up after.
Yeah.
So that's the way he's treated, actually.
Yeah.
Like a goddamn
He's
goddamn
huge and he looks
like,
innocent.
and
but
he can't, like, the poor dog gets thirsty and all he wants to do is drink some water, and you got me over there bitching at him like, God damn it, you got to be so sloppy when
Right.
you're drinking water.
But he's highly trained. What would you call him? What kind of dog? Like protecting guard dog?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you had that collar on him that had the light on him. I thought it was cool as shit.
Actually, matter of fact, when I went out just the other night to take him out, I don't turn, I got back porch. I got like lanterns that that light up in the backyard. Anyway, I don't turn them on when I go out at night because he has this flashlight on his collar I can turn on from the remote.
It's cool. Yeah.
And so I can see him when he's out on my property. And as he ran off of the porch, I was like, hurry up, because that's his cue. And he goes running off the porch and doing his thing. There were some people standing on the sidewalk because, I got this long-ass sidewalk in front of my house. And I was looking over there. And as my dog ran out, as Levi ran out to the side, this flashlight just comes off the hip like fucking John Wayne. It's like... and instantly I knew it's the fucking police. And I'm like, oh. And I didn't had a couple drinks. So I'm like, oh, wait. Because I was going to say something like, don't shine your goddamn light in my yard. And before I said that, though, I was like, wait, let me get Star.
That
And
looks
so
like
I
a-
go over and I tap on the window and I'm like, get out here. And that never happened. So I know if I'm tapping on the window, she's going to come running. And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, the cops are out there. And
I
I'm
need
like,
a mediator. Quick.
do I need to say something about shining this light on my yard? I don't know.
Get your fucking light off of my grass, buddy.
Like, that's my dog you're trying to watch take a shit, pal. You freak.
That's cool.
Yeah, anyway. That actually
Yeah.
happened.
He's a
So,
beautiful dog. He's well trained. I was impressed. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
I
he's a
just,
good dog,
I just wanted to say that because I don't know, I kind of just associate that with your character.
My dog.
The way you have your dog trained and what kind of dog he is and everything like that.
I appreciate
it's
that.
cool.
That's nice.
I know you don't care about my piece of shit dogs. I have rat terriers.
I was just fixing to ask about your dogs. Tell me about all of yours. Because
I just have-
if you think mine is a big teddy bear, but his little menacing motherfuckers, like, you don't get out your car, stay in, leave the windows up, maybe a crack, but listen,
Right.
trust me on this.
So there's a pack of them that live on the farm.
That's the
Yeah, it's a pack
flag.
of rat
That's a
terriers,
flag.
and like birds can't even land on the yard too long, or they're on their ass. And then I have 2 rat terriers that come home with me and are trained to ride in the car with me, and they're my home protection. They ride with me. They're trained to they jump in and out of the car. They're also trained to chase down livestock and stray dogs and stuff like that. When I have problems with that, they'll help me hunt them down. And their primary job's killing rats and rodents and just being general. And they bark like crazy, guarding my truck while I'm
My dog's
Going different
primary
places.
job is to love, genuinely lick on you.
They're like that too, man. They're
To
good
you.
These two,
to you.
Yeah, to
but
me.
you can come to my house and my dog will love on you
Yeah.
and lick on you, right?
Yeah, the farm ones are. You don't. Everybody takes it as a joke. Like I'm like, listen, don't move fast. Don't get far from the car. Don't walk without an escort. They will light your ass up. I promise
think
you.
Lord of the Flies, but with dogs.
Yeah, and everybody's like, ha ha ha, these little dogs. And I'm like, yeah, there's like 8 or 9 of them, buddy. You think that you're swatting one of them off and 3 of them are hitting you in the back of the leg. But anyways,
What kind of truck do you drive?
Dodge Ram,
Dodge Ram.
1500.
Well, Georgia jury, you may have heard of this, awards $1.7 billion to Ford truck crash case.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Say that. Could you repeat that, please?
A Georgia jury awards $1.7 billion in the Ford truck crash case.
Is that a class action lawsuit or just a regular lawsuit? Like one individual?
A Georgia jury has returned a $1.7 billion verdict against Ford Motor Corporation involving a pickup truck crash that claimed the lives of a Georgia couple.
You just said Ford and Dodge.
No, I didn't say Dodge.
I thought
I
you
said
said
Ford
Dodge.
Motor.
I thought you said Dodge in the beginning.
No.
Oh.
You said Dodge because that's the kind of truck you have.
Oh, okay. I got you. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. So, a Georgia jury returned $1.7 billion verdict against the Ford Motor Company involving a pickup truck, claimed the lives of a Georgia couple. I'm trying to remember what year it is. 2014.
Who got the payout if the
kids.
couple died? The kids?
Yeah, the kids. Their children, Kim and Adam Hill, were the plaintiffs in the wrongful death case.
Wow. What was wrong with the truck?
All right, so that's what I want to get to.
Wow.
Yeah, in the rollover wreck in their 2002 Ford F-250. And the Ford did not immediately respond to the request for comment. This was as of Sunday, but in closing arguments, the lawyers hired by the company defended the actions of Ford and its engineers. The allegations that Ford was irresponsible and willfully made decisions that put customers at risk is simply not the case. The Michigan-based Ford automaker sought to defend the company against the accusations that Ford and its engineers acted willfully and wantonly. However, more deaths and severe injuries are certain because millions of these trucks are on the road right now. Currently, said the statement, and that's why they awarded the punitive damages to hopefully warn the people riding around in the millions of those trucks that's still on the road. So it's a whole thing with the roof of this Ford pickup truck.
The roof?
Yeah.
Probably not being solid enough to support the structure.
I used to buy Ford trucks.
You?
Butler said on Sunday, but I thought nobody would sell a truck with a roof this week. This damn thing is useless in a wreck. You might as well drive a convertible.
And convertibles are built heavier cars. The frame is reinforced underneath to give them that support because most of the support of the car comes from the dome shape of the roof of a vehicle.
They were suing over the dangerously defective roofs.
I wonder if that's when they were making those aluminum bed trucks. I don't know if you've guys seen those. The beds were aluminum, and there was a lot of funny things because they would hit stuff, and the whole side of the bed would rip off. Anyways, that's crazy.
$1.7 billion.
And there's no recall for that. I don't know.
No.
So maybe if they haven't put a public
The
service,
only recall would be to
you know.
give them a new truck or their money back.
Yeah, how much you think that would cost? Whoa!
I mean, that's why maybe it's $1.7 billion. You know,
I wonder if it's just the F-250s, if it's the 150s, 350s, or that whole.
I don't have that information. I
Yeah.
just know that I don't drive a Ford truck, but I do. I have Fords. That's all three of my.
You can Ford vehicles, but not Ford pickups.
Yeah, all three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you're driving, that's news to me. So if you're driving one of those, I don't know, maybe in a demolition.
Don't roll that bitch over.
Yeah, don't roll it. No, it won't have to be rolled over. That's not what they're saying. It's probably like not keeping the truck from. Anyways, I don't want to get bogged down in that. Structural engineers know what I'm talking about. but the top of it.
Out of the
Keeps-
six, out of the 6 listeners we have, the 4 structural engineers.
Yeah, that was. I
You
it was
know what
stupid.
he's talking
Yeah,
about.
you know
Go
what I'm
ahead.
talking about.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna offer no stability to the whole ride of the vehicle. It's gonna like they could hit a bump, and I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to speculate too much, but sounds like a dangerous situation.
Just don't roll it over, I guess.
Yeah, don't hit a bump is what it sounds like. Yeah,
bump.
a big enough pothole could really. I don't know, man. It sounds bad. Sounds bad. I don't want to speculate too much on that one. Bless you.
I'm allergic to bullshit.
Bless you. I don't know. Next time I pull one in there on the yard, I'll cut one apart and see what it's about.
We're gonna get into some relationship advice with Mountain Matt.
Relationship advice.
Real soon, because I know that you qualify, because I've seen and heard of some of your past relationships.
Hey, let me plug the show real quick first.
Go ahead.
You like, share, and subscribe here on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, FetLife, Instagram, and you can email us questions at thebashbrothershow@gmail.com. Email Kenny some stuff too, guys. He likes funny stuff too. Show him your tits.
It was.
Our producer Kenny loves titties. Send them.
True story. True story. Okay, weird but true fact. Real quick. Do you vacuum your house? Do you have?
I don't have. I have vacuum. Do you already know this, or are you fucking with me? I fucking hate vacuums in my house. I don't have. There's vacuums I don't allow them while I'm there. My house doesn't have carpet. It needs to be mopped. So vacuums aren't really applicable, but the noise is just fucking unnecessary. I can't stand it. My mom used to do it all the time. Fucking hate it. Fucking vacuum.
Who knew? That was
Yeah.
that was a whole
Triggered.
trigger word right there. That was the trigger word.
Fucking vacuums. I don't have a microwave either.
It's true you don't have a microwave. I know that, and I hate the fact that this guy don't have a microwave, because sometimes I just want to heat some shit up when I'm in his house.
Gotta
I'm
do
like,
it the
man.
slow way.
We got some leftovers.
Cast iron, baby. Doing it the old-fashioned way.
He's like, I got you in like 25 minutes.
It's gonna be delicious and crispy. I promise. Nah, I heard I told you this. Microwaves supposedly destroy the nutrition in your food. So you're just eating filler food if you're eating something out of the microwave. It's destroying the nutrition in your food at a molecular level.
What kind of level?
And you can tell I'm malnourished, so that's important.
What kind of level was that?
Molecular. Hey, what's one of your favorite words? I was thinking about that. I've got one of my favorite words out of the dictionary. You got one? I know it's not something easy to come up with on the fly, but something
I'm
that's
ready.
fun to say.
No, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Yeah, couch.
Couch. That's a good one.
Yeah, couch.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Couch.
fucking weird ass word.
I like ubiquitous. I think that's a great word. You know that word? Does anybody know that word?
I feel like this. You really set this up. Ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous.
Unanimous.
Ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous who?
Ubiquitous. Like
Us.
you fuck with us. Ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous. Like
It means seemingly everywhere at once. But it's just a fun word to say. Ubiquitous. Anyways.
for anyone actually
Move along.
listening, still listening to this point, couch. Couch is
Couch.
much easier to say. You don't have to
That's a
worry
good one,
about
too.
it. Yeah. No, ambiguous. I don't. They just couch.
Something I heard, cellar
couch.
door is supposedly the most beautiful phrase in the English language.
Look
You ever
here,
heard
man.
that?
I'm
was
gonna
on
get
a
back.
movie.
I'm gonna
Anyways,
get back to
get
this
back to it.
vacuum cleaner.
Cellar
I didn't
door.
realize that it was a trigger for
Cellar
you. This
door.
whole vacuum cleaner thing. So, vacuum cleaners were originally horse drawn. Did you know that?
Oh, they were agricultural.
One of the earliest known vacuum cleaners was so large it had to be hauled from house to house via a horse-drawn carriage.
Oh,
Its giant hoses were popped through the windows of customers, and a gas-powered motor generated the suction that pulled the dirt and debris into glass containers where onlookers could gawk at the volume of filth
Come on, kids are vacuuming in the neighbors. Let's go see how dirty the floors are.
All the neighbors come out and would gawk at the shit coming out of your house and see if they wanted to have.
There's a YouTube channel for that where you can watch people clean carpets and see how gross they
There
are.
you go. There's a weird but true fact.
But they still do that
cleaners.
with carpet cleaning vans. It's still the same setup.
But not
It's
at your house.
No, not at my house. It gets mopped.
Yeah, mopped.
Yeah, concrete like laminate.
What do you
floors.
mop it with?
A mop bucket and this like blue. I think it's made by it's either Mr. Clean or I think it's Mr. Clean. It's like this blue. It smells good. I like to use it. Yeah, I use it as a disinfectant too. I go over with and then I do hot water treatment over that.
So before we get into relationship with Mountain Matt, we're going to get into one of our sponsors, Point and Read.
Brought to you by the Truck Drivers of America. If you're wearing it, eating it, or driving it, chances are it came in a truck. So shout out to all the truckers that keep America running. Truck drivers, the backbone of America.
Show them your tits.
Show the truckers your tits.
They appreciate it. All right, so real talk, man. I really thought you would enjoy this particular relationship advice. So,
I can't wait. And I don't know why people would ask me, but let's hear it.
Dear Mountain Matt, she is 21, the person writing.
Oh,
Okay. So my boyfriend, who is 22, forced me to let him eat a cup of noodles off of my toes this morning. That's the headliner. What do you think?
the guy's got a foot fetish and doesn't know how to express that properly.
Right. You see how that's normal to a guy like Matt? A lot of people might hear, oh my God, it's nasty, but not Matt. Mountain Matt is like, it's just undiagnosed.
Communication is the problem in this story. I can already see where it's going.
So she leads off by saying, I'm on vacation at Disneyland with my boyfriend of almost 2 months. This morning, we slept in.
Oh, I'm crying. Sorry, that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting. I know it's probably not that funny to everybody else. I don't know why that hit me so weird. I'm just seeing them in a. They're on
You went from
vacation.
foot fetish to Disney World. Like maybe that's what did it.
I'm just saying, like, you can just see yourself in that situation. Like,
Okay.
anyways, like,
So dear listener, dear listener, he wasn't laughing at you. I haven't even got into your story yet, so don't feel appalled.
Oh,
Contain yourself, Matt. Contain.
I'm trying.
Okay, I'm on vacation at Disneyland with my boyfriend of almost 2 months. This morning we slept in, did the dirty, and we're hanging out when I made a cup of noodles in our microwave in the hotel room for lunch.
Triggered.
It's the microwave that did it, huh? I didn't have any cutlery, so I was going to use my fingers and sip the broth, then wash up after. No big deal.
What?
I mean,
Okay,
it's a couple college kids. It's a couple
all right,
college
all right,
kids in
all
a
right.
hotel room. Yeah, like listen.
I've
I don't
done
give a
worse.
shit. Yeah,
I get it.
yeah. I've done worse too.
worse.
Like you eat some noodles with your fingers. Cool. I don't give
Yeah,
a shit.
okay.
Do that. That's fine. So my boyfriend jokingly suggests I use his chest as a plate. So a couple college kids sitting around thinking they're freaky. They're not. I'm trying anything once, and I think he's hilarious. So I eat a few noodles off of his chest. The hilarity passes, and I'm kind of grossed out, so I draw a line in the sand and I keep trying to eat my noodles. He keeps trying to steal the noodles from my cup and put them on his chest. I'm not having it. He puts a single noodle in his belly button, then proceeds to not let me throw it away and insists he'll still eat it out of his belly button. He lets it sit in his mouth for a couple of minutes while he... Wait.
I'm trying to keep it together, I swear.
This is real, yo. Like this is real. Like he keeps it in his mouth for a couple of minutes and he moves it around and he moves around the room and then he spits the noodle out on my knee.
All right.
I am grossed out. He slurps it back up and finally swallows it. I keep him away from my noodles with my feet while I sip the broth, and I'm trying to enjoy with them while I was hungry. He still he seems to calm down after a moment, and I suggested he have a sip of my broth. You with me, Matt?
It's getting really confusing, but yeah,
He takes the cup, gets a couple of noodles.
I feel like he's pussyfooting around
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
getting these noodles on her feet.
He gets a couple of noodles in his mouth, and then he's taking care to get a few more noodles in his mouth. Please note that he's 6'2".
God damn it. So he's got feet this fucking long. I get it.
Please note he is 6'2" and maybe 200 pounds. I am 5'6" and 135. I was trying to get my foot out of there, but I would have needed to get an absolute ballistic, and would kicking him to even get him to release, and I'm not comfortable with potential. She didn't want to hurt the dude, basically. But she
Little does she know he would like that.
She says, I was using my words and telling him no, please no, ew, things like that. I understand the whole situation is inherently humorous, but I can't help but feel a bit violated. I'm feeling really triggered and gross, and I don't have control over my own body right now. Wait, she says, I left him in the hotel room and told him I needed to call my mom. I'm still hungry. But again, I just feel gross. Sincerely feeling gross.
Okay, so I don't know if you like read my personal stuff or something, but like I'm grossed out by food play stuff. It's like one of my no-nos.
I had no idea. This is like this is legit a deal. So I had no idea.
I think that I've never been. It's always just like not been a thing for me. I think it's gross. The whole any whipped cream, any kind of shit like that. It's just a big fucking mess. No, thank you. I don't really know what to say about that in particular situation, but they obviously have a communication issue. This dude is trying to nonchalantly flirt around with some food fetish feet shit, and really he should just come out in the open and say it. Like, hey man, I'm fucking into feet and I want to see you stomp around with some noodles and lick ketchup off your toes or something. I don't know. He needs to man up and, you know, admit that he likes being pegged. I don't know what else to say about that. Beta. Noodle boy. Come on, spaghetti feet.
Okay, there you have it. Feeling gross from wherever you hail from. You just need to have more open communication is Mountain Matt's advice.
Yeah, you might have some fun if y'all just sit down and have a talk, you know.
Just tell them to stay away from your
and
feet.
Don't use fucking noodles. Use something that costs a little bit of money. Shit, like that you could take a picture of. That's fucking low rent shit right there.
Well,
That's
they
all
were
I'm
at
saying.
Disneyland. Like
That's why I think I was laughing because it was ramen noodles and Disneyland. I'm like, y'all drove down there in the Ford Fusion. Let me guess. like
they were
you ate at Wendy's the whole fucking way down there. Like, let me guess. Like,
whatever it takes. Yeah.
wow.
All right. Well, that's a good one though.
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
Put some bologna on her tits next time.
Okay. We got one more. You got time for one
Yeah,
more?
let's
We got
get
time
to
for
one
one
more.
more, Kenny? Oh, yeah. All right. So, Dear Mountain Matt, how can I go from being his lesbian friend to something else?
What is something else?
That's the title.
How can I go from being
His lesbian friend to something else?
just pull his dick out and go to work? That's all. I mean, what else can you say? I don't know. He's probably thinking you're off limits. You know what I mean?
Well, we started off with pulling his dick out, so let's get into it and see how. Let's get into it and see how that advice pans out.
We should make a whole segment out of that, like
pulling his dick out.
No, teaching lesbians how to seduce straight men.
You think there's a lot of lesbians?
They probably don't have a lot of practice in it. Like they're probably clueless, and they're like they might appreciate that information. You know what I mean?
I didn't have to pee before that. That makes me want to pee.
I don't know if that was another comment. You're saying like you actually have to pee. I got you.
Okay.
Got pee on Star's feet.
That's a pay-per-view. You don't get to see that for free.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
So
Having fun tonight.
So somehow I've ended up with a huge crush on one of my friends. But the thing is that I was pretty sure I was all gay and he's a guy. I've accepted that I like him despite it. Labels are overrated, she says. But what could possibly happen next is what's making me nervous.
Because you don't know. She's not experienced.
So a bit of background. We've known each other for almost over a year, and we hang out regularly as a group of 3 to 5 friends, usually more than once a week. A couple of months ago, I realized that I liked him more than I initially thought. My plan was to just wait until I felt different, but that's starting to seem impossible. I try to talk to him every once in a while, but being the one who invited him out when we are planning to go see a game or whatever, but I find myself choking most times.
What? These are all communication problems. Why are people so scared to talk to each other?
I didn't get finished with it.
I know. I'm just
Pay
deducing.
attention.
Deducing.
I stopped for your choking moment because I was talking about how this person chokes as well.
Psychosomatic.
Okay, all right. I lost where I was at though.
Dick gobbling lesbians. That's what I remember.
Hashtag.
Dick. We'll teach lesbians how to get that dick.
I realized I liked him more than I initially thought. My plan was to just wait until I felt different, but that's starting to seem impossible. I try to talk to him every once in a while by being the one to invite him out, but we're planning to go see a game or whatever, but I find myself choking most of the times. I try to strike up conversations outside of that, but it never works out. I also know that he is uncomfortable hanging out with a one-on-one person situation. I know the only thing I could do is tell him or something, but there are a bunch of things that soar about me. First, I am very sure that he sees me as nothing more than his gay drinking buddy. Second, I don't want to risk messing up a friendship and causing awkwardness in our friend group. And third, I am not one who's good at talking about emotions and being open in that way. So, Mountain Matt,
That sounds fishy.
I don't really know how to word my question, but basically, do I just tell him that I like him and hope that I don't ruin everything? If so, how do I do that when the right moment to tell him is? When is the right moment to tell him? Sincerely, Nomo Lesbo.
The right time? Is that the question? When's the right time to tell him that she's ready to?
I don't really know how to word my
First
question,
off,
but basically, do I just tell him that I like him and hope I don't ruin everything? And if so, how do I know when the right time to tell him is?
I've got a friend. Well, I used to be friends with a lesbian, and we had sort of a platonic relationship. You know what I mean? I don't really have a whole lot of.
Some of our viewers might not know what platonic means.
We were just friends, nothing sexual. Just we would just hang out. You know what I mean? We knew somebody through a mutual acquaintance, and we clicked, and we would just. She was just kind of one of the gang. You know what I mean? But I think when a straight man makes friends with somebody that's known to be just that, and if they're respecting you enough to be friends with you, they probably know where the boundary is. So they've got no clue that you're even interested in that. Like in our minds, when you tell us that, we're just like, they're off the list. You know what I'm saying? Like a white girl that only dates black guys, and you start talking to her, and you're like, okay, like I get it. It's not happening. I get it. I understand. Like
I don't.
But
I don't know.
well, I mean, you know what y'all probably know what I'm talking about. But anyways,
No.
well, I mean, anyways, you just know
Nothing off limit, Matt. There's nothing off limit.
Well, I'm not saying there's the possibilities may not have a limit on it, but if you're going to be friends with that person, you respect that in the beginning.
So what you're saying is her friend has walked into the the friendship without even thinking that's a possibility. Whereas if the friend didn't think she was a lesbian, he would walk into the friendship thinking, hey, there's a possibility I can fuck her one day.
Yeah, if she was like, I'm bisexual or something like that, he probably would have. But if he heard she's like in the lesbian category, it's just like one of the dudes. You know what I mean? You put her in that category. That's my way of seeing it. I mean, I bought that bottle of liquor earlier from a lesbian at the liquor store. We had a couple laughs, like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna be flirting with her or anything like that. Like,
so if it was not a
would,
lesbian selling the bottle of liquor, you would have flirted.
No, I'm just saying. Like, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like.
So what would you tell?
A lot of times they're gonna represent themselves that way in the way they dress, in their manner, like. You just kind of know, like, and being respectful. Like, if you're going to be friends with that person, you're going to be respectful of that. Like, if you're the kind of person that can maintain a relation, like a friendship with a person like that, it's going to be based on like you respecting the lines. So he's got no clue. She's got communication's a problem there. She's got to say, hey, you know, I ain't trying to destroy a relationship, but if she feels, you know, a certain way about him, she won't worry about taking that risk.
So how do I know when the right time to tell him, the right moment to tell him is the second part?
Not when you're drinking. That's I can tell you when not to.
All right, well, that's fair.
Yeah. And not when he's just starting to date somebody else or something like that. That's also the wrong time. When he's single, you guys aren't drinking, you know, maybe shoot him a quick text message or something. Be like, hey.
Ask him out for tacos or something.
Yeah. Be like, hey, you know, I have had ideas about sleeping with a guy, and you're maybe high up on the candidate list. That's about all the advice I got for that. Like, yeah, you got to break that. Like,
hey, I'm thinking about sleeping with a guy. And
yeah,
you got on the candidate.
You got to jump out of that category of like, I respect you enough not to try to sleep with you into, hey, I might actually be available for that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got to break
plain
yourself,
and simple.
You got to break yourself out of the category of letting him know that you're complete one way. Right?
Yeah.
And you're open to
that you're flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flexible.
Yeah.
That's probably a better way of saying
that you're penis adjacent.
Or you could say penis adjacent.
Yeah.
With only you.
Yeah.
Like I've been gay my whole life, and congratulations. Like, that's probably a compliment, right? Like,
yeah.
I've never thought about trying dick until I met you.
Yeah. It's the same way if you're.
I mean, that's kind of what you told me the first time you met me. Remember?
You're gonna have to rewind that a little bit. What? What?
That's for another episode. All right. So listen, that's been Relationship with Mountain Matt. So if you have any air quotes situation you'd like some advice on, please email it in to the bashbrothershow@gmail.com. Attention, Mountain Matt, and we will make sure that we get you some advice from Mountain Matt. I'm not saying you should take it. I'm just saying it's advice from Mountain Matt.
Right.
All right.
At least I put a little bit of thought in it before I say something, but it may not come out like that at first, but I usually won't speak on unless I have a little bit of experience.
But he over-explains it until you feel confident.
Yes.
Right.
Just pull his dick out.
That happened. That just happened. Pull his dick out. How much time we got, Kitty? All right. So, real quick, I'm going to go over this. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for taking a bath at midnight? I'm a 25-year-old female, live in a condo building in the top floor. I have insomnia and frequently can't sleep at night. Sometimes I take a bath around midnight to help me sleep. And however, when I do, my neighbor knocks on the door, texts me, and corners me in the parking lot even to complain about the unattainable noises that creates. It's apparently the person that lives below them.
And taking a bath's too noisy?
Yes. So I don't play loud music. I don't dance at night. I don't have parties. I never get any complaints outside of my neighbor below me. I don't feel that running water at night constitutes as breaking quiet hour noises. And there's no rules against showering and bathing at night in our HOA. Should I seriously be restricting my bathing to working hours? Am I the asshole?
You can't make everybody happy. And that guy upstairs can go fuck himself. Don't worry about that guy. Like, you ever live in an apartment, everybody's upset with their neighbor. Just go get a fucking house if you're worried that much about your neighbors. Get a house with a little bit of woods in between you and the
man.
house.
You just can't walk out and get a house nowadays.
Hell yeah, you can. If it's not in the city, you can. Yeah, you save some money.
You can go up to Mountain Matt's farm.
Yeah, join the commune. Yeah.
Tell them where to reach us at, Matt.
Yeah, you can like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow us. Give us a shout out. Give Kevin Kivett Photography a shout out also.
Do it.
Yeah, you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, FetLife, and Instagram. You can email us at thebashbrothershow@gmail.com, and we would really appreciate some more questions. We really like having some questions come in, some stimulus for us to banter about. So email some good questions.
He likes to banter.
Yeah, I like the questions, even though I seem annoyed with them. It's interested in reading your problems, so send them in.
Guys, we appreciate everyone showing up and listening to it. If you actually make it through the whole show, so we really appreciate your time. So send us in some questions, some comments, concerns. You can just comment right on the YouTube video. So send it in to us one way or the other. So this is the Bash Brothers reminding you that sometimes violence is the answer. But until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and as always, stay kinky.
Yeah, I remember that part. It goes by really fast, man.
That's because you talk a lot.
I feel like we're cutting the people short. We need a 4-hour show.
It's like doing a scene, man. Are we still rolling? Huh? Yeah. Oh, we are. It's like doing a scene, man. You want to leave them wanting a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to have time to build it up and finish them off.
Well, a 2-hour show, though. People don't want more.
We didn't even have time to talk about that.
What?
Whooping asses.
I didn't know we were talking about whooping asses.
We need that.